Hello and welcome to the Kennelly Consulting Channel. We are so glad that you have stopped by. Hope you had a chance to tap into the message from last time, and there's going to be many more to come. And this is messaging for you. This is to help you as the consumer feel comfortable and confident, not only about the insurance you currently own, but the insurance that you may be considering taking ownership of. And I'm joined here today by a special friend and colleague, Ginny O'Leary, a master in living benefits. I've had the good fortune to work with her and partner, helping advisors, helping clients for many, many years. And this joint venture of ours is to bring education to consumers in a layperson's language way. So Ginny, thank you for joining me today. I'm so excited and I can't wait to share the message we're going to share today.
Hi, Rona. So, everybody, if you don't know who I am yet, I'm Ginny O'Leary. I'm an insurance professional in the industry, as Rona mentioned, focused on the health insurance solutions. Over 20 years of experience working for the two largest insurance companies in Canada. And it is my pleasure to introduce to you Rona Kennelly. Rona has had a 47-year evolutionary career, and she understands the financial landscape that many of you have lived through yourself. She has amassed a wealth of diverse knowledge, experience, and respect in the fields of insurance, financial, and estate planning. Rona's held senior specialist and directorship roles for many years with some of Canada's leading financial services organizations. So, Rona, in this installment of our joint effort in your YouTube videos, it's all about life and it's all about life insurance. And when we were chatting, you talked about two questions you always like to ask clients. And for all of you listening, these are questions for you as well. And the first question Rona likes to ask is, where did you buy your life insurance from? So, Rona, why don't we have a chat about why that question matters?
I think, Jenny, and thank you for that question, because the insurance landscape in our country is so vast, it is so wide, it is so deep, because I can recall starting in the industry as a young woman and looking at the piles of stuff I needed to learn about insurance and how was I going to take all of that and turn it into language that was clients would understand. So when you think about that question, where did you get your life insurance? I think it's really important to start with, when was the last time you had a review of your existing coverage? Because let's look at the different ways today, which is very different than 4 or 5 decades ago. Even 1 or 2 decades ago, it's very different. But there's different sources available. Wouldn't you agree, Jenny? Where
Absolutely. Yeah.
customers can actually take advantage of ownership of insurance. Now, one of the newest things we have is that it can be available online. Now, how did that come about? I'm starting with that for a reason, because there is insurance available online for people who don't want to have to go through a process of being underwritten and may have some health issues. And that's how this guaranteed issue coverage online or through your bank came about. Free accidental death and dismemberment insurance. So when we take a look at some of those types of insurance right now, the reason they're not underwritten is because they have exclusions. They have limitations. They may not allow you the flexibility to grow the coverage in the future. And the biggest challenge is that it could expire or be taken away. We don't want that kind of insurance. We want to have our clients and our those consumers watching who are interested in finding out, where do I start? Is that you want to have a review with a professional certified insurance specialist who has the license required to give you the recommendations, carries errors and omissions insurance, and has a vast knowledge of how to talk with you about the type of insurance that best suits the life stage that you are in right now. Wouldn't you agree that before even looking at the coverage you have, you should have a review that will incorporate the coverage you currently carry?
Yeah, Rona, I agree. And as we have chatted before, so for everybody in the audience, if any of this is resonating with you, where you are thinking, what she said is actually true. I own insurance, but I have never really had a relationship or spoken to an insurance professional in our industry that has invested in a practice and educated themselves to really understand the impact and the value of insurance. Now is probably a good time to take a look at your policy, because in my career, there have been a few stories and client stories where the insurance that they owned with a financial institution that they thought covered them for everything actually had a number of exclusions, exactly what Rona referred to. And I think it's so important that we understand what we own, just like we understand every physical thing we own, like our car and our home. It's important to understand the insurance that we own.
Ginny, thank you so much for that. I can share a story. This has been an ongoing message. Individuals who had mortgage life insurance, and then they moved their mortgage and the insurance expired because you can't take that insurance with you to the new mortgage. Or they downsized their house and bought a condo when they retired and they don't qualify because mortgage insurance is only available at a certain age and for a certain amount. So the review is paramount. Now, we've gone through the review. A trained specialist, someone who is constantly staying connected to the education required to hold their license, et cetera. There's continuing education requirements every year, would be able to look at your insurance and help you understand what it is. So for example, let's say you bought a policy through a major insurance company and through an advisor or an agent of that company. There are built-in benefits into that policy. Now, we're speaking just life insurance today. So what type of coverage is it? What are the built-in benefits? Are there any riders? Are there any ratings? Did you have a health issue at the time that you bought the policy that needs to be reviewed or revisited? Is there a date that's coming up where an option to extend your coverage may come and go? That trained eye would be able to identify that for you. And if you bought the policy 10 years ago, what was it based on? It was based on your needs 10 years ago, not today. So this is, as you said at the beginning, Jenny, life insurance is a not buy it and forget about it solution, unless it was bought for a specific purpose, such as to cover a lot of debt. As that debt gets paid down, or as that business becomes more successful, then maybe there's an opportunity to switch the insurance to something that's more beneficial for the time you're in now. Doesn't mean you're going to get rid of it. It means you may have, oh, this advisor who came to review my insurance, or my current advisor, whoever it happens to be, is able to say, you can change this to a better type of insurance, and you don't have to be medically qualified again. Wow, can you imagine? For those watching, how cool is that? Maybe in the 10 years since you bought the insurance, you've had a health issue and you're afraid to do anything with that policy, or it keeps going up in price and you don't know what to do because you have a health challenge. Did anyone tell you there's an option for you without having to worry about that? Oh, Ginny, you and I both have the stories where I have helped clients with that, and it's like the weight lifted off their shoulders, because this is a promise to pay. It's either to help a family, it's to provide the money, the peace of mind, a tax-free check. The government can't have it. It's there for your family, or it's there to provide money for you when you need it most. What a simple exercise to go through, is to understand what you have and what you can do with it if your needs have changed.
And Rona, I know that when you started this series, you really wanted to highlight impactful questions and stories for all of you in our audience. So this is, for this installation, of the second in a series, some food for thought for all of you. And we are really hoping you've actually taken something away from this that is actionable. And I would say tip number one is pull out your insurance policy, especially if it's resonating with you that you have not had a chance to take a look at it this last 12 months. And I'm going to turn it over to Rona to end this installation of her series.
Thank you, Jenny. Now, there is just one question that we addressed today, even though we had planned for another one. That is the scope of the content that we have to share. Little bits and bites. You know, there's nothing wrong with sharing a little bite on something. And if for those watching, if you liked what you saw, what you heard, and you want to subscribe to this channel, we would love to have you come back next time. We'll have another bits and bite for you, and we'll build on the series so that you can come away with enough information to make an informed decision that's right for you around your insurance.